As I'm recording this video on July 5th, 2023, I am calling for assistance, voices, movement, which turns into action regarding Lachey Stein. Lachey has been missing since July 15th, 2016. Her family, her friends, schoolmates, those who love her miss her dearly. Anyone with any information, please come forward. Thank you.
Lachey Stein has been missing since July 15th of 2016. That is 7 years with no closure. As a person that believes that not a soul should ever be left behind in any situation, I am asking that you help us take action as a community to bring closure for her family and bring justice for Lachey Stein. If you have any information as to what may have happened to her, where her whereabouts are, or anything at all, please reach out to the Aurora Police or her family. This goes for any missing child or person. Use your voice and continue to help us save lives. Thank you.
Lachey Stein went missing July 15th, 2016. Today marks the 7-year anniversary of her disappearance. I am here as a human being that bleeds blood, and I'm here to ask for the people to come forward and finally say something. It's been too long. I know her family's going through it. Let's give them some justice. Let's open our mouths and say something. Let's bring Lachey home.
Shouldn't forget to.
Interesting that's our intro, and we were just talking about the baby that just went missing on the 13th. Like, I'm sick of it.
Literally.
Yeah, me too. We had to.
It's hard not to be
we had
about
to,
that, but it's.
Yeah, you guys, we had to start it off that way, because that poor baby has been missing for 7 years today.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to make sure that we started off the Morning Mimosas episode honoring her. So if you guys know anything about the disappearance of Miss Lachey Stein, please say something. Yeah. But welcome, y'all. Welcome to Morning Mimosas. I know that was a little bit heavy, and it's kind of hard to transition from, heavy to happy, but we're going to try, right? Welcome to Morning Mimosas, you guys. My name is Holly.
Hello, humans. I'm Fatu. And that's Lily B at the bottom.
I love when we do that.
And the place to be.
Okay. And this is Morning Mimosas, where we value criminal justice, healing, and education for your black asses. See, that's how I try to bring in the humor with that. But y'all, today we have an amazing 2 guests. We have our guest host. She has an amazing business called Shugs, Empowering Nook. So we're going to go ahead and welcome our guest co-host first, Miss Nekesha Smith. Hold on. We got to give her one of these first. Like, y'all know how extra I am, right? Let's welcome Miss Smith to the Morning Mimosa Show.
I love it. Thank you. All you beautiful ladies.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here with you all.
This is amazing. So we're actually gonna go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we're gonna go ahead and welcome our guest for the day.
All right. Well, my name is Nekesha Smith. I am here to educate, empower, and entertain women when it comes to their sexual health and wellness. My background is I have three children, recently divorced, and I'm blessed that I made it through the divorce. I was married to a narcissist. So
Oh,
my
welcome
company,
back.
yeah, so it's been a
Yeah.
blessing. It's been a long journey. But since then, I've had a college graduate. My son's doing well, and I have a senior headed to high school. My team, my business has grown phenomenally. The great thing is I came out of an MLM, so everything worked perfect. I'm now Omni Business Channel. So what I do for people, for women, is very important to me, and empowering women is very, very, very important to me. I
Hmm.
did hear criminal justice when I first came on, and my mom, that was her background. So I also believe I've worked in the criminal justice system. So I think I'm at the right place at the right time.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Indeed.
We absolutely love it. You guys shop her stuff, guys. Also, while I'm giving everybody a shout out, please also support our co-host Lily B with her business Be Divine. Okay, if you are in the Denver area or are coming to Denver, please
Hmm.
visit her business. She has many services, and you guys will be satisfied. I guarantee
Love
of that. So let's go ahead and welcome our special guest. Mama Earthify herself, Miss Kimmy. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on Morning Mimosas today. Now,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's talk about you a little bit, and then let's get into what Mama Earthify is about.
Okay, well, I'm Kim. I'm a nurse. I'm a certified cannabis consultant. I'm an
Hmm.
herbalist. I'm a mom, and what I do with Mama Earthify is help mothers heal physically and emotionally, so that they can balance the demands of motherhood. So if they have some health issues that they like to address, and they would like a more holistic approach, I can help with that. Or if they're having like some emotional healing that they're working on, I can also help with that as
I love all the women healing empowerment that's going on today. Let's go.
Okay.
well. So it's important.
Yeah.
We
And
definitely need
let me
more of
say
that.
this as a side note, this is totally off topic and I apologize. But when I was backstage, my phone said temperature too hot, cannot use phone, only for an emergency. So if I go dark, that's what happened again.
Yeah.
I noticed that I was able to hear, but I couldn't see anything. My screen was just black with the little temperature thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait,
Uh,
that's
Wow.
that
I would
that's that
also
Texas
like to
weather.
say,
Right.
ma'am, I'm gonna need you to go back inside before you
No, I'm
explode.
inside. I think it's because I had my phone on the windshield,
Oh
like
yeah,
on the
yeah,
dashboard, so I brought it
yeah. It
down.
will.
So it's
Yeah,
cool now. It doesn't feel hot. But when I picked it up, I was like, oh yeah, it's real hot. That was
yeah,
a first. I never experienced that before.
Mhm.
Goodness.
yeah. That's how hot it is outside.
Right.
Oh,
Phone about
seriously.
to explode.
Mm.
So my one of my first questions is, how did you get into the holistic side of things? Um, I know a lot of that is not fully accepted in all practices yet, which it should be, because I mean it's well, in my opinion, it's great. But how did you get into that?
Um, I got sick. I got really sick in 2016. And at that point, I was aware of holistic health, but not really. My mom was really into herbs and essential oils and stuff. But I saw it working for her, but I wasn't really into it like she was. But I got really sick, and I didn't feel good. And the only recommendations for me were medications that I knew I did not want to take because I had given them to patients in the past, and I knew the side effects, and I was like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Like I don't want to
Mm,
take it, but I do want to feel better because I have my children, and I thought I was going to die. So I was just like, okay, what can I take as an alternative to what they're offering me? So my mom and I had to do our own research and find some ways to heal what I had going on. I did. Um, it had gotten so bad that I did take one medication for a really, really short period of time. But as I was taking that medication, I was also taking natural things in the meantime. So it was kind of like I was introducing the natural, holistic, um, what is that medication medication, but I was introducing that to my body in addition to the prescription medication. So once I got off of the prescription medications, I already had the natural things already in my system. And then after that, I noticed like, okay, I don't need these prescriptions.
Hmm.
I can use
Nope.
I can use what God has provided for us. Like it's here for a reason. These plants are here for a
Hmm.
reason. They're not just here for landscape for us to use.
Okay.
So from then on, it was just up from there. Like I don't. There's nothing wrong with Western medicine. I am an RN, so it's not like I just hate everything that they um, introduce us to. But I don't always take Western medicine as a primary approach.
I just had this conversation recently with someone where, our bodies will naturally heal themselves if you put the right things in it.
Yep.
And so when people deal with holistic approaches, that's basically what it is. I know the difference within my body when I am juicing fruits and vegetables and eating better than I should. I can go without eating meat. I just can't be a vegan because I love crab too much. But I can't give it up, y'all. But really, when I eat clean, when I am juicing, it's my body feels healthier. It feels lighter. It doesn't feel as weighed down. If I have to take medications for anything, I always am like something else will go wrong. I'm always getting sick. It will affect my body in some type of way that's longer lasting than. And that's with having a cold, having a toothache, and you have to take the pain medication. I will take
Mm,
the pain for as long as I can before I even take the medicine because then I get sick from the medication. So my body just rejects it. Um, I feel like holistic is the right approach.
yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you do need the medication. I'm not saying, just forego
Right.
it all because at some point will come to play that you need it, like you said. But when you take care of yourself by what is provided to us when we walk outside from the earth,
Mhm.
it is. I mean, it's the natural way of life.
Yeah.
For
And then
sure.
when you do take those medications, it's always a great idea to cleanse yourself of those
Hmm.
medications to just get it out your system.
Hmm.
Like it's nothing wrong if you have to take prescriptions, but it is good to have a good balance of, take the smallest amount that you have to if you can, but
Hmm.
also balance it with the other things that you said, like juicing and having a balanced diet to flush that out.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I personally take a lot of vitamins. We recently got into taking this elixir that this man says is silver, gold, and copper, and sea moss. And I'm telling you, my brain is working a lot better. My skin is looking a lot better, and I just feel good overall. And I added it to like everything else that I've been taking, and I'm telling you, I've never felt better. So
That's
get
good.
on a healthy regimen. Don't be so quick to
Yeah.
listen to these other people. Like don't take
Hmm.
that.
Right.
And listen
And
to
then
the
when you experience
commercials.
it yourself, you're like, I want more of this. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that's all I had to take. I just had to take this sea
Yeah.
moss, and I'm looking like
Yep.
this. I feel like this. Okay, what else can I do? What else is
Uh-huh.
wrong with me? What else is creaking and cracking and aching that I can fix
Hmm.
with something else? So it once you start and you see that it really does help, it's a big deal. Because at first I was like, I don't know. I was really iffy, but I saw my mom. She was going through menopause, and she was taking different herbs that was helping her with the symptoms of the
Oh, I need to. I need
menopause.
to. I'm gonna have to get with you afterwards because I feel like
Yeah,
I'm starting to go through menopause.
and
Actually.
it's good to start nipping that in the bud now because
Huh.
I take some things myself, even though I don't feel like I'm going through menopause. It's just some good women's um, herbs to take, so that when they do get to that menopausal stage, it's bearable. It's more comfortable,
Hmm.
especially being in Texas.
And what more than
Okay.
yoni steaming? That's why we do it. Reproductive health, right?
Yeah.
So if you're
That's.
out here, come see me. That's what I do that for. Get your body going now before it's too late. And then as you get
Yeah.
older, that helps with the menopause so much. I got my mom to do it, and she was like, "Wow, I don't have as many problems. She's not as cranky. She's able to not be so fatigued all the time." So I'm like, "See, you just
Hmm.
take care of your body. Them herbs are great." Maybe
Hmm.
more people will listen. Like I don't just do this because it's funny or it's nice and it feels good. No, it's for a reason. It's for
Yeah.
liquor, you know.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. I kind of want to jump in on the leukemia cancer side. My mother passed from leukemia.
Oh,
What
sorry.
is your
I'm
holistic
sorry.
approach with that and cancer? Because I don't like chemo. I think that's radiation. Those are just some of the worst
Mhm.
treatments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and, I think one thing my mother said just before she passed was she wished she'd have a joint, a Budweiser, and a piece of catfish. So
Oh.
I'm just wondering, holistic
Give it to her.
approach when it comes to, oh, trust me, I couldn't give her the first thing, but she got everything else.
Mhm.
So what would your, when it comes to something like that, what would your holistic approach be as far as cancer and those type of treatments?
With cancer, what I've learned from other people's
Mhm.
experiences who took the holistic approach with treating their cancer is fasting for sure. Because when you fast, your body goes into a state where it is repairing all the damage that's been done to itself. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
give your body time to heal itself, and it can. Chemo is chemicals. A
Mhm.
lot of people
Yeah.
pass away who have cancer diagnoses. Not necessarily from the cancer, it's the chemo that kills them a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the side effects from the chemo, the vomiting, the dehydration. So many things happen when people undergo chemo and radiation. And I do understand that's what, some people go that route and are okay, and some people go that route and aren't okay. But when you're in that position with the possibility of cancer or knowing you do have a cancer diagnosis, it's a touchy subject because personally, I had an instance where I had a cancer scare, breast cancer scare, and in hindsight, I was thinking, okay, if I do have breast cancer, would I do chemo? Would I do radiation? And that was not my first choice. My first choice was to find a holistic naturopath in my area who works with women's issues, particularly breast. And I did find one. So there are people out there who can help you with those types of illnesses. So fasting for sure, plant based for sure. There's herbs
Mm-hmm.
for everything. There's essential oils for everything. Having
Hmm.
Is
cancer
it
as a
the
diagnosis.
elderberry tea leaves that helps with the white blood count cells? Is it elderberry?
I think so.
I
Okay.
think
I just
so.
got
It's the
Elderberry,
it
actual,
was
not
good.
and not like grounded up, but like the actual leaves, and then you steep and
Oh
steam
yes.
into a tea. It's supposed to help the white blood count cells.
Okay.
there's so
Yeah.
many things that you can use. And, everybody's different. And when you do decide to use herbs and essential oils, just know that it's not going to help you right away
Right.
like you
Right.
would expect a pill to. It takes time, but it's not a
Mm-hmm.
band aid. Once it's taken
Right.
care of, it's done. It's taken care of. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
you have a medication, that's just a temporary fix or something. It's not curing your problem. It's
Right.
just
Exactly.
making it be quiet. It's
Mm-hmm.
making it so it's
Right.
not bothering
And
you.
causing other issues, you
Yes.
know.
Causing other
Exactly.
issues
All the
and more
time.
prescriptions and
Mm-hmm.
more side effects. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
I always say, what, pay attention to the commercials. You know, it has people dancing around in the commercials about take this medication and you'll feel great, but then at the
So
end
the
it says
side
may
effects.
cause blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
And
and
then
then they
and
say it
then
really fast.
really
Don't
fast. Yep.
pick which
Yeah.
Hmm.
one you want and times that times two because that's what you're gonna
Yes.
get.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm. All right. Thank you. Yeah. I just,
You're
if that
welcome.
situation ever came back, I thought we would never take the chemo route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel
It's
like
sad.
it's putting poison in your
Oh
body,
yeah.
and that also is killing you more so than the actual diagnosis. A lot of things as well, when you think about holistic, people don't realize that your mentality and your emotional
Hmm.
state also weighs
Yeah.
in on your diagnosis. So if
Yep.
you go into it, of course, nobody's going to be happy about having cancer or anything like that. But if you mentally tell yourself it's the worst thing that could happen to you and you're so negative, your body will react to what you are telling it.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's
as
true.
hard as it can be, being positive will also help in your recovery and the length of whatever happens. But of course, at the end of the day, the creative life can make or break you. So you could do everything correct and still lose your life, or you can do everything wrong and still. I mean, it just doesn't matter. But being as positive as you can be will help you along the way.
Right.
Always. That's why I say manifestation is real.
Mm-hmm.
Watch
It
what you
sure
say.
is.
Mm-hmm.
It sure is. And on that note, we're actually going to go on a quick commercial break and we'll be back momentarily, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Action Financial Services, business and financial consultants. Meet the owner, Miss Natasha Jackson. Take a look at her services here if you need any kind of financial assistance, whether tax preparation, financial planning, starting up a business, bookkeeping. Do you need a notary or anything of that sort? Take a look at the services listed here. Look, everyone, they have a special offer going on, 50% off. Take a look at the services listed here. Action Financial Services. Get in touch with them for your financial and business needs. And we are Black. Okay. So we are here with the founder of Mamaearthify, Miss Kim, and we were talking about the holistic side of the medical field, if you want to say. We also know that you are also a cannabis nurse, and I wanted to get more into that because you guys know that I am a big marijuana
Cannabis
connoisseur.
smoker.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Cannabis
Um,
intaker.
well, yeah, of course. So I just want to know more about what a cannabis nurse does. I'm just so fascinated by that. Seriously, like
Oh,
you have the floor.
cannabis nurses, they consult with their clients about using another plant as medicine, just as if they were teaching about taking Tylenol or insulin for diabetes. They counsel their clients about cannabis consumption for their health. They also work with physicians in certain places where cannabis is legal. It's no different than, I don't know how to describe it. Just say you had a client who's complaining of cancer pain. We use that as an
Mm-hmm.
example. That cannabis nurse can do a consultation with the client to see, what is the goal that they'd like to reach. Are they wanting to increase their appetite? Are they wanting to decrease the pain? Um, Cannabis is an awesome plant that has a lot of medicinal benefits that unfortunately has been stigmatized for many many years. But cannabis is medicine. It's not a drug.
Do you have a hard time here in Texas getting people to be able to get
Mm.
prescribed? Because I know that I think I've met a couple people with an actual card,
Hmm.
medical card for marijuana here in Texas, and I hear that it's very hard to get because, of course, it's not legal here, but it
Yeah,
should be.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got my cannabis nurse certification a couple years ago, and because it was so we couldn't even have CBD in Texas. So at that time, I can converse with people about cannabis consumption, but going that route as far as my career is concerned, I just put it on pause because I'm in Texas. And it was just too much red tape. It was too
Yeah.
complicated. But and yes, to answer your question, yes, it's very complicated. But I have seen more medicinal places here in the Houston area where you can
Hmm.
go, but you have to have a certain diagnosis. The majority of the diagnoses that I have seen have been neurological, so like Parkinson's or MS, those types
Hmm.
of diagnoses. You can get access to the cannabis, and it's still a very, very low dose. It's not like other places where you can
Hmm.
just walk in the dispensary and pick what you want. It's not like that here.
Yeah, there's a dispensary not that far from me, actually, literally across around the
Hmm.
block. Um, but I feel like not only should it be legalized because it has more, yes, for pain and yes for appetite, but sometimes when you are completely stressed out,
Yeah.
PTSD, you are depressed, and you're trying to go
Hmm.
on with life. it will help you continue on. It helps with anger
Yeah.
issues.
It does.
There's just so many beneficial components to it, not just getting high and feeling good. You
Yes.
know, I like to joke and say it saves lives, but in
That's why I
fact,
was laughing.
it actually does.
I was like, you
Um,
know, say
it does. You
It
know, you
does.
think twice, it mellows you out, it makes you feel better.
It does.
The only problem that I could foresee with it is being dependent upon it to be
Yeah,
able to deal with everyday life. I do
that's
feel
true.
like whatever we are going through in life should not be masked with anything. We should be able to deal with it.
Yep.
Um, as far as an emotional state.
Yep.
Um, and so
Agreed.
that's where I guess it kind of muddies the waters. But I do feel like once the Republicans here in Texas figure out how they can tax it and make money, it will be legal.
Yeah. I think using the cannabis, to treat emotional problems like PTSD, stress, anxiety, depression,
Hmm.
insomnia should be used as a tool in conjunction with other things like counseling or journaling, meditation, something. Just have a whole system. Don't just
Yes,
smoke
a
to
village.
don't just smoke it to numb and quiet down the
Hmm.
thoughts in your head.
Right.
Smoke it and then use other things too so you can heal it.
Hmm.
Feel it to heal it. Don't just smoke it so you can ignore it because it's gonna come back. The more you
Yeah.
ignore it, the more it's gonna come back. So don't run from
Escape
it.
mode is
Smoke all you
not.
want. Yeah, smoke all you want, but you know, do the other work too in the meantime.
Yep. For sure.
got to be proactive.
Mhm.
Miss Smith, I do have in your counseling.
Mhm.
And does that come into play at all? Do you hear people request it? Do you say maybe you should? How does that come into play?
So we carry CBD products as well.
Hmm.
Um, and I totally agree in the use of CBD or the use of cannabis. Personally, we have a bath soak, and it's crazy, but our CBD bath soak actually helped to save one of my friends' lives that had COVID.
Oh
Okay, she didn't know
wow.
she had COVID.
Ooh.
So she started taking a bath in the bath salts, and it had released some of the toxins. So when she went to the doctors, they were like, "Yes, you have COVID, but some toxins have actually, it's not as bad as what it should be."
Hmm.
So we saw that the use of that CBD bath salt actually had pulled some toxins out, and she didn't get as sick as she could have been. So I totally agree with the
Hmm.
CBD and cannabis use. I'm totally agree with that. And when clients ask, we have a muscle rub, we have a massage rub, we have just about everything. We even have a lubricant that helps relax for people with menopause that has CBD on it. CBD in it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is the bomb.com. And
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
mean, for people who like to take baths for
Hmm.
relaxation,
Mm-hmm.
imagine the extra level that
Hmm.
you can be of relaxed. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I
Wow.
think the products are
I
amazing.
didn't
I
even
totally
know.
agree with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
That's
dope
nice.
as a
You're gonna be in
commentator.
your inbox. We can't get some
Mhm.
of that.
Your inbox should be flooded
Okay.
very
Yes,
I'm ready
soon.
for
ma'am.
y'all. You see, look, they're right up above me. I'm ready for y'all. And if you see, this is my CBD line. I keep it on top because that's what I tell people. Health is very, very, very important.
Health is
Yes.
So
wealth.
I go
Yeah, it
there
is.
first. Take care of yourself, take your bath, get your massages. And if you're gonna be intimate with somebody, make sure you protect yourself. Protect those things.
Hmm.
And relaxation.
Yep.
If you're not relaxed, then you're really not gonna go anywhere with anything.
No.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
And please note that physical and emotional and mental relaxation go hand in hand.
Yep.
Yes.
You can't be
Okay.
one without the other because
That's
it's
right.
not going to be as enjoyable across the board.
Yep.
Mhm.
That is true. That's true.
Health is wealth. It
That's
sure is.
true. Yep. Yep. I think
And
health, wealth, happiness all go together.
yeah, yeah. Anything that is not rooted in monetary value is
Hmm.
better,
Hmm.
to be honest.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Money can buy just about anything, but it can't buy happiness. It can't buy mental health. It can help by de-stressing. You can buy things to help you de-stress, but it does not correct what's on the inside. Money cannot fix that.
Right.
That's correct.
No.
It just gives you access to different things that mask the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do the work. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You
I
have
said,
to
people,
submit to. Sometimes you have to submit yourself to that pain of feeling to get past that, to overcome, to get to that happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking from somebody who's living that life.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
that's truth. That is truth. I've always thought
It
feelings
lasts
belong in
forever, though.
pies and cakes. Your health and wellness and prosperity is something totally different.
Yeah.
But you have to take those feelings out and really think about what's best for me.
Yeah.
Sure.
because if you don't, who will?
Right. Somebody else will, and it's going to be to their benefit and not yours.
Exactly.
So you're
You
still
watch
going to be miserable. You're just going to think that you're happy until that runs out.
That's
stop
right.
watching people get better and get better with them. You know, like could do it together.
Yep.
Yeah.
No sister left behind.
Exactly.
Right. The village, y'all. The village.
I'm loving it. Love it, love it, love it. So, speaking of, I'm going to go back to Mamaearthify for just a second. I was on your website, and I see that you also sell a lot of amazing products, just as Miss Smith does. Um, what was the product that I was looking at?
It's the one you asked me about.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you asked me about the yoni oil. Was that it?
Yeah,
The
you know,
goddess? No, no, it
yeah,
wasn't the
yep.
yoni oil. It was the goddess oil, I believe. But I've taken all those products off my website in the meantime. Sorry, but I still like to create the products. But those products are not on the website at the moment. I wanted to spend more time on the consulting side of things. They will be back in the future because I still like to create. And all of those products I started creating for myself. And I enjoy them so much, I wanted to share with other people. So that's how they ended up on the website.
Nice. That's what
But
I did.
I'll make one for you. I'll make it special for you. Okay?
Get it out.
Just send me a message. And if you
I
need me
will.
to tell you what's on there, I will because I did take them all off, like last weekend.
Will do. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, so if you guys are just tuning in, we have two amazing guests on Morning Mimosas today. We have Miss Kim and then Miss Nekesha Smith, and we are talking about holistic health. Her being a cannabis nurse, and then as far as Miss Nekesha, we're talking about sexual wellness, just wellness in general for women and empowering women. Um, and also empowering men. That's another thing I wanted to address really quick. Morning Mimosas is for every Black person. Okay,
Yeah.
not just women. I know you mostly see women. Brothers, come on the show. By the way,
Yeah.
um,
We want y'all. We need y'all.
Mhm.
please,
We can't promote y'all if y'all not coming on. I mean, we can, but only
exactly,
to a certain extent because only you can speak to what you really need. We can't speak to it because
exactly.
we don't have penises. So
Exactly. So for any
respect.
brother that's just listening, please, 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 please. Soon we're gonna need some brothers to come on and speak to the people, speak to the ladies too, because I like to hold my women accountable as well, because we don't always have it right either, ladies. We can agree to that,
No,
right?
That's right.
nobody is
Mhm.
That's right.
100% correct
Mhm.
on either front. Yeah.
So
This is very special because it comes from the holistic and the mental, and it's together under the same roof. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because some people think because they are fixing one problem that it does not create the one. So emotionally, mentally will always be in repair, needs repair.
Mm-hmm.
No
Always.
one is going to be 100% healed. No one is going to be
no.
100% positive. I mean, that's
Nope.
just life in humanity on this
Exactly.
ghetto spinning rock, right?
Okay.
So as much as we can fix the physical, if we do not fix the mental and emotional, we will never be whole people.
No.
That's right.
And it's not a
You know,
quick fix. It is not a, okay, I've been doing this for a month fix. It is a continual fix. Whether you take a break and think that you got it together, something will always happen to ultimately let you know you really don't. And
Exactly.
always,
go back to start
always.
and start again.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yep,
Facts.
all
Yeah.
the time. And it's annoying.
Very
It's very,
much. You
it's
know what
very
I don't
annoying.
appreciate from people though is when they talk about healing and they think that it's like this grand thing, and it's not. Healing mostly looks like punching the air and crying,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
hard.
The ball
Hmm.
crying,
It's hard.
everything, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're journaling and you're writing or you're talking to yourself or whatever it is that you do to get through. It's hard and it's not
Yeah.
easy. And so glamorizing healing seems to be the theme
I've
nowadays.
noticed that too.
It
Hmm.
seems to be glamorized, and you're supposed to feel like if it's hard, then you need to stop and
Yeah.
pretend.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's just not fixing yourself, really. It's
It's
going through
Right.
the ugly parts.
yeah.
Right.
I always tell people when I do manifestation coaching and life coaching with them that it's not just carrying crystals in your pocket and just doing. I'm like, you actually have to put your life into this. I do this every single morning. Like I tell people, I go outside and put my feet on the ground. I'm a shaman. I do everything like I'm out there doing this. If you aren't
Grounding.
connecting yourself with the earth
Hmm.
and making sure that you really want this in your life, you are never going to get better. People say,
Mm-mm.
well, how come you did this 360 flip in your life within 6 months? Because I worked for it. I healed
Yeah.
myself. I made sure to
Exactly.
fight my demons, sit in a room with them and like, this ain't gonna work, but we're gonna fight, tough it out. And
Mm-hmm.
people think it's fun and games until they actually have to put the work in and they see the emotional
Hmm.
trauma that they're caused from the past and they don't want to let those people go, those things go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
you can continue, but I'm gonna sit here and you can get mad at me all you like, but you asked me for the help. And I'm
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
That sunshine and rainbows part doesn't come until way after you've done all
yeah,
the dirty, the hurt, the pain, the ugly
Yes.
crying, the all of that. That's later. You don't get that till you got to do the hard part first.
yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you
People
start
have to
today
take
and you get
steps.
sunshine tomorrow, you're lying to yourself.
That's right.
Exactly.
Lying.
That's right.
You are lying.
People like to be handed things that are already fixed, and then that just doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
I tried living my life that way, and it didn't work until
Mm-mm.
ever.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's ever entitled. Yeah, I always say prayer without works is dead. So
Yeah.
Yes.
you can say all this stuff, but until you put the work in,
Exactly.
nothing's gonna move.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing's gonna move. So it takes work to heal. It takes work to become whole, and it is a process. I can personally say, coming from a divorce from a narcissist, 10 years. It took me a long time, and I'm still healing.
Yeah. It's gonna take you half of that just to get back to
Always.
normal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm old, so it's a process.
Old is a mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I call it wisdom.
Hmm.
I like the fact
I
that
call it being
I have the
seasoned.
wisdom. There you go. Yep.
Everybody
Well,
likes
Saints.
seasonings.
Yeah. So and that's it, because you've come a long way. And
Yeah.
it's been a lot added into you, poured into you, so you can pour
Mm-hmm.
into others. I believe in pouring
Mm-hmm.
into others, but if I'm not full, I can't pour into nobody.
exactly. Can't pour from
And
an empty
that's
cup.
what I have heard. I've had to learn the
Here it
hard
is,
way.
Lily.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
have had to learn that the hard way. Pouring into others, and your cup is broken,
Can't do it.
and still trying to pour, and you have nothing.
Hmm. Hmm.
And being sucked. What is it? Emotional vampires being sucked dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I said, in my next relationship, people say 50-50. I don't believe in 50-50, because if you
No.
don't
No.
come with 100, so y'all can pour them
Exactly.
cups together and overflow, you're not going to have anything, you know?
Yeah, and you're not even
Here it
supposed to
is.
pour from your cup. To be honest, you're supposed to pour
There
from
it
your
is.
saucer that's holding the cup. Your
Exactly.
cup should be
Overflow.
full all the time, and the
All
All
the
the
overflow,
time.
time.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely, the overflow that's in the saucer is what you pour from.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how it works. You got to be able to pour, but you cannot pour into anybody
Mm-mm.
Not
until you're whole.
just
Mm-mm.
anybody.
Yeah.
Just
And not
right, not just anybody.
right.
Mm-mm.
So
Okay.
And
I don't
don't have
care how much
anybody
you beg
pouring
me.
into you because people will suck you dry. And I
Mm-hmm.
tell people all the time, no, you can't pray over me. Nope,
No.
because
I got
you don't have that right spirit. So
Pray
no,
for
you can't.
yourself.
Yeah, you can't.
Look,
You can't do that.
okay.
I
Don't get
made
me
this
started.
suggestion the other day. I said, look, I don't ever ask people to publicly pray for me. And I hope a lot of people are watching this because this is what I have to say. We all don't pray the same, and we all do not have the same intentions, and we all do not pray to the same God. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
When you're asking publicly to pray, you don't know who people are praying to.
There you go.
You're not
Right.
Exactly.
praying to Satan for crying out loud, and you're just like, man, they just wish the worst on me.
Yep.
Pray to
Right.
yourself. You can pray
Yep.
for yourself. God will always listen to you.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
but if you're only doing it when you need help, it ain't gonna help.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Remember that.
Nope.
You
No.
can't
You
be
have to
like, oh,
pray
pray. I'm gonna
for
pray for
when you
myself today.
are
I'm
at the
happy you
highest of the mountaintop for thankfulness and
Yeah.
appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, when you low, it's gonna take you a minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I always tell people stay humble.
Always.
Stay humble. You know,
Take
because
10.
humbleness gets you a long ways. You got to stay humble
Mm-hmm.
and know that you're here to serve the people. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We all have a purpose, and if you don't
Mm-hmm.
find it, you're just wasting your wasted space. To be
Yeah. But
Okay.
as human beings, we're
Tell
so
them.
selfish most of the time
There it
honest.
is.
that we don't realize until that blessing is gone
Mm-hmm.
that you were really selfish and you took advantage and now you lost out.
Mm-hmm. That's
Whew,
true.
it's a shame.
That's true.
The lights flickered at that. It agreed. Look, I don't play. I said, man, my emotions are just whew, all over today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, they
Ooh-wee.
really, I understand it, but I appreciate this conversation today because a lot of people needed to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
From the
For
holistic
sure.
side of physically taking care of yourself, because that also mentally take care of yourself because it gives you ease, right?
Yeah.
And then the mental aspect as well. But all of it is work and nothing is a next day fix.
That's
No.
right.
No, it's not. And a lot of your physical issues manifested from an emotional problem. Like you may have high
Mm-hmm.
blood pressure because
I
you
tell
always
people
stressed
that.
out.
Say
It,
that shit
Mhm.
again.
Say it
You
again
might
and
have high
louder.
blood pressure because you stressed out.
why are you stressed again? What are
You
you really stressed
anxious.
about?
What are you stressing about? Yeah, that's when you got to start asking your questions. Like,
Think
okay,
about
why
it.
am I stressed? Why am
Mm-hmm.
I anxious? What can
Mm-hmm.
I change? What can I not change?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I
Let go
feel
of the
like you're
things you
talking
can't
directly to
control.
me at this moment in time.
Oh, okay, preach.
Because we've all gone through it, but I think once you go through things and you really take the time to like look at yourself and figure out or try to figure out why am I this way? Why is this happening? Like I was saying with the physical manifestations, we look at our physical ailments and we don't even think about it could be caused by some previous trauma, some
Mhm.
previous abuse, some type of stress. We don't
Absolutely.
think like that. But I didn't always think like that. So it's good for platforms like this to share this information with
Mm-hmm.
other people so that light bulb can go off. You drop the seed in these people and it may make them think, oh well maybe I do need to consider such and such and such and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
It's
that
Yeah.
just a
reprogramming.
reprogramming that we need to do as a
Yeah.
collective.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
we don't know. We
I
didn't
was always
nobody was
negative at
teaching
one
us
point in
this.
time.
Not
That's
at all.
right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it took
Negative self-talk.
realizing to be positive mentally.
Yep.
Yeah,
Have to be.
That helped. Yeah.
yeah.
If
Like
not, your
saying
life
you're broke.
just be
Someone said it. I think it was
That's
Lily saying something about I can't, or was it Holly? Someone said something about what you speak manifest.
yeah,
When
Yeah.
people say that they're broke, yeah, you're gonna stay broke because you're
Mm-hmm.
saying you're
Okay.
broke.
Mm-hmm.
You
all of
want
us.
to you stop
Mm-hmm.
saying you're broke
Yep.
because you will be broke. You are what you say you are.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I hate because I work in the death industry. I'm dead. I
Yeah,
used to say it all of the time,
I
and I
don't
was
like that
like,
Mm-hmm.
either.
why am I saying that to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Because then
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly that way. You're never getting anywhere. I was like, I'm just dead to everything that
Mm-hmm.
I do. And then I
Mm-hmm.
stopped saying it, and my life just started prospering because I started speaking greater on myself. I started thinking before I speak. Like I always tell people, like you might want to think before you preach. Take 10 before you speak. If people don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
if you take a moment to think before you say something,
Mm-hmm.
because you're putting your heart into it. I
Mm-hmm.
well, y'all are talking. I'm sitting here thinking about what I'm about to say, and if I say something funny, it's because that just my mind either said, "Man, you gotta say something else" or something. But you have to think before you preach. Otherwise, we're just preaching bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite NDRE song is Get It Together. And in there, she says, the words that come from your mouth, you are the first to hear.
Exactly.
So speak words of beauty and you will be there, right? So what we tell ourselves manifests outside, but then also you're telling people how to treat you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you should always speak positivity to yourself to change your world.
Mm-hmm.
And as a person who is in the process of doing that, it can work wonders. You have to believe it, because if you don't believe it, who the hell else is going to believe it?
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
So always
sometimes you
speak
got to be
life.
straight up delusional, and that's okay
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes illusion is fun.
Yeah.
It is.
You just have control.
I have a great imagination.
Yeah.
I think if you don't, something is really wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say my imagination is on infinity, but reality also is there as well. So,
Yeah.
it's a healthy balance.
Balance, yes.
For sure. But ladies, we're gonna go on a quick commercial break because I know that Ms. Kim has to leave us here shortly. So we're gonna go on this commercial break, and we'll be right back after this. Bath and Body Care, empower, educate, and entertain. Sexual health and wellness. Shug's Empowering Nook by Miss Keisha. Mission statement by Miss Keisha herself. She is here to educate women about their sexual health and wellness while empowering them to explore their bodies and having a safe, fun place to assist with relationships. Products to help boost your immunity, products with CBD. Are black. We're black and black and
Yeah.
black and black. We're blackety black.
Mm-hmm.
But we are back, you guys, with our two amazing guests, Miss Smith and Miss Kim. We've been talking about wellness across the board. So I'm really, really grateful for like she was saying, platforms like this where we're able to have these conversations because people don't talk about stuff like this. And I want to say something to Lily about something she said earlier. Thank you for preaching that. People do not practice what they preach a lot of the time. So for you to begin true healing, you must, when you say something, you have to be about it
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
And if you're
So I
not,
just wanted
everybody
to.
hurt. It's like taking baby steps. I always tell people start small. And if you don't like what you're trying, then start a different way or a different hobby. It's not for you. If it's not for you, don't force it. I'm not trying to put a square into a circle, it's just like
Right.
it's impossible.
Okay.
So it's just like if something's not working for you, try something else. And if that don't work for you, try something else. But if you give up on yourself, stay where you at. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I gotta say. Keep your word. I don't know what you're gonna do. That's what I told people. Like nobody believed in me. I had my little group and whatever, and nobody believed anything that I said. They're like, "Oh, she's not gonna start her business. Oh, she's not." I did all of that in silence, and because I kept it to myself, and I kept my word to myself. I didn't worry about
Mm-hmm.
how anybody else felt. I didn't worry about if I was losing people or if I was gonna have people supporting me. They're gonna come or they're not. But guess what? I'm gonna try something else. If not, and it's going to
Yeah.
work for me. So I hope to be an inspiration to people all the time because these women are inspiration to me. I was telling Chris, funnily before Nekesha and I spoke, and I said, I just want this woman in my life, and it's ironic. I've already met her, and she's here today. So I'm like, look, the universe wants it, and if
Yeah.
you speak it, it'll happen.
I want to reiterate, if you cannot keep the word to yourself, you cannot keep the word to anyone else.
Your word is your bond.
Your
Amen.
word is your bond.
Yep.
That's that
That
signature
is
right there.
super
Yep.
important.
Yep.
Super
Super
important.
important.
If you can't hold to you, you can't hold to anyone else, no matter how hard you try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
please don't fake. Fake can only last but so long.
mm-hmm.
So long.
Yeah, what you faked.
Whew.
Mm-hmm.
It takes so much energy to be something you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It
Exactly.
takes less energy to be you and to be real. And
Mm-hmm.
people will either accept you or they won't. And if
Mm-hmm.
they don't accept you,
Keep it
They
moving.
they
Oh
wouldn't in the
well.
first place.
somebody will, and keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think too, as women, we have to actually heal ourselves to really understand who we are as women.
Yeah.
That's
And that's
true.
when the realness comes out. Because I know, like I said, 10 years I was somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
50
Hmm.
pounds heavier because I was trying to be what he wanted. So until you figure out who you are as an individual,
Hmm.
and I'm talking about, I lived 40 years without this man. So 10 years, I decided to turn into somebody I wasn't. Okay. So
Yeah.
to know to look at yourself, heal yourself from the inside, and it does start here. Mentally, if you're not mentally there, nothing else is going to fall in line, you know.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
definitely agree. And it does take those holistic approaches to
Hmm.
get there because ain't no medicine, ain't no man going to get it right for you. Okay.
No.
You
No.
got to
Hmm.
work within yourself to get it right and look out for help. I mean, I totally agree with you with the counseling side because Black folks don't want counseling.
Oh,
That's
No,
just,
No.
they don't think they
that's
need
a
it.
whole trauma,
That's what's
a
even
whole
messed up.
yeah.
trauma response to
Yeah.
everything. We're not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want nobody in our
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
take
Right.
care of everything within yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not the truth.
That's not
Sometimes you
true.
need an unbiased opinion and
Mm-hmm.
help to help you get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be
Hmm.
honest with that person that you are also speaking with as well.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
true.
And yourself, because we lie to ourselves all the time.
That's true. Oh.
Yeah.
And fellas that are listening, reverse it to yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
Masculinity
Yeah.
is real. You need to get yourself together mentally, physically, emotionally to be able to do these things as we're doing as women. And if not, then you will never connect with anybody either.
No.
It
And
takes
then you got to
support.
think about our children too. Like if we
Yes.
continuously having these gender wars, how are our children going to procreate? Who are they going to procreate with? If you have parents teaching their children these things about women and men, they're going to be looking at each other like, I don't want you. Just like what we're doing now, it's going to continue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, yes. That's why there's such a
Cycle.
war going on. Every time you open up social media, which is why thankfully school has me so busy that I cannot. But man, it's so exhausting to get on and
Yeah,
hear
I do
women
not.
bash men and men bash women, and
Yes.
nobody is listening to one another.
No,
Nobody.
Not at all.
we just
They're
need
just angry.
collective healing. I don't
Yeah.
even give it my attention because it's so messed up. It's not even healing needs to be taking place on both
Yeah.
men and
For
women.
sure.
How you treat
It's
others is
almost,
a reflection of how you are within. So
yes.
if you're
That
angry
part.
inside, go fix that
Exactly.
shit. Like sit down and fix it. Stop blaming others for how you feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay inside if I'm mad. I'm like, I'm not gonna go take this out on anybody else because every time I do, I'm angry with somebody and I don't like it. It hurts my own feelings.
yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
because I've truly healed to that point where it's like you can't treat people like that because you're angry.
right,
Who are you? Go
Mm-hmm.
go
right.
sit in the corner and fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a
choice to
choice.
either shit on others because you feel bad or to
Mm-hmm.
really take care of you
Mm-hmm.
and
Misery
figure it
loves
There,
out.
company.
Mm-hmm.
Misery
Kill him
loves
with
It's
kindness is
definitely a
what I say.
choice.
Kill him with kindness. Just kill him
Mm-hmm.
with kindness because anything that you do is going to come back on you. So be
Karma.
nice and move
Yeah.
forward. And if they don't belong in your circle,
Yeah.
on to the next.
And if you
Yeah,
don't
for real.
handle your children will, keep that in mind. It's
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
runs down the line. People
Yeah.
don't realize that, and it hurts. If we
Mm-hmm.
all just took a little bit of time to heal ourselves, we'd all be a better.
Yeah. Ego. It's the ego, right?
Mhm.
And
We
for
have to
men,
believe that
pride.
we're right in every single situation, and that's not always that's not it.
Right.
Whew, you said
We
it.
wrong people just like people wrong us. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to admit that okay, I was out of line, or I stepped over.
Mm-hmm.
So let me take a step back and figure out how to correct it, and move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency and everything. Like you should just be able to be honest. If not, then
Yeah,
don't even speak.
And
that
accountability.
part.
You have to be accountable. Be
Yeah.
accountable for your actions, be
Yep.
accountable for yourself, and accountability will take you a long way. People are not accountable.
But
So,
people don't want to be
No,
accountable. They want to
they
be
don't
no.
want to. They
correct
don't
no
want to be
matter
held to
what
that.
they
Not at
do.
all.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
don't want they want to hold accountability. They just want to be wrong and happy in their wrongness.
And
yeah.
that's not
How
It's
healthy.
hard
great
for
is
people to admit that they messed up. When you can admit
Yeah.
that you messed up, you can go so far in life.
Hmm.
Yeah,
the
you're
private
right.
side. It's not
Hmm.
that hard. It's okay. People most of the time will not be that mad at you as you think they'd be. Like, be
No.
honest, say what you need, and we'll be there for you. You
Hmm.
know.
Right.
Hmm.
And realize that the person that you wake up today, should you be blessed to wake up tomorrow, you're a completely different person. You have a new day to start who you want to be and who you should be and walk in your purpose. And each day that you do not, you're the loser for it.
Yep, I agree.
So
Totally.
I wanted to go ahead and ask, how can people reach you, Mama Earthify? So do you just do in-person consultations? Do you do online? Are you able to do, like, say, if I wanted to do it from Colorado, are you able to do a consultation with me? How would that go about? So for the moms or whoever needs your services can find you.
You can send me a DM on social media, or you can go on the website and click on holistic health coaching and schedule a call with me. It's done virtually. My clients, none of my clients are in the local area, so it's all done virtually. And send me a message if you're interested. Mamaearthify.com.
She
Okay.
said she had to go, so
Okay. Well, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and let her go,
Thank
everybody.
you for speaking with
Thank
us. It was a pleasure
Bye.
you.
Yeah, it was
meeting
very
you.
nice. Thank you. I'm gonna send y'all a message in the chat.
Please
Thank y'all
do.
so much. Have a good weekend.
well.
You
Have a
too.
good
So much.
Stay
Thank
weekend.
you.
cool, please.
Oh, I am. Bye bye.
See
Bye.
you later. All right.
It was not that far from me. That's so cool.
That's good.
So, Mama Earth, if I just left and I just wanted to play this as she was leaving us really quick, just a quick bye from her. Just
Nice.
wanted to
Nice.
I love it.
just wanted to
Nice.
play that real quick as she was leaving us for the last few minutes. But it's been an amazing conversation today, ladies. Wow, wow, wow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I've loved everything that I have heard
Yeah,
today.
Yes. Very fulfilling.
it
Hmm.
is. It is.
Very
I
fulfilling.
love I love being here with y'all because we're able to just talk, and you might not have nothing to talk about, but it's gonna come up. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
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 It's always going to come up.
Yeah.
What I
Well, since
love is
we're
there's no ego. It's just
Oh,
we
yeah.
are learning from one another.
Mhm.
No one has to be, I
In
guess,
competition.
yes, that
no,
part. Really. Yeah. I
that
love
that's
learning and being able to learn. So thank you all for that. Yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful because we all do the same thing, and I didn't feel any type of way about it. But Holly, go ahead.
No, I
So
was just no, I was just saying it's beautiful to have you, Miss Smith, and Mama Earthify all there because you guys do similar things, but you guys all do it differently.
Hmm.
Yes.
and
But
it
you guys,
overlaps.
yeah, and you guys all bring different knowledge. So
Hmm.
that's the thing that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like the education part of morning mimosas, y'all, and the healing
Yes.
part. Okay,
Look, I'm
letting
a
y'all
hippie
know.
style person. I'm like, look, I'm the one that did not go to college, will not go to college, and I'm going to do it my way. And then you got the people that got the education in some way, but I still did it my way and paid for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Okay,
education is not 100% proof.
That's
It's
there
right.
it
not.
is. There
It's
it
I keep
not
is.
learning every
100%
day.
proof.
That's
How
And
do
right.
what
I
you
learn?
learn from the University of Life will always outweigh what you learn in a university of what you pay for to go to
That's
school.
right.
Exactly. I wasted too much money on school, and I said, I'm not learning anything but the same thing every single time. I
Hmm.
was sick of it.
Well,
And I can
listen,
be
I'm teaching
comfortable in
myself in
school.
a 5 week course of craziness.
I bet, and it's worth it though. It's worth
Yeah.
it.
It's going to be worth the fact that professionally I will be able to help those who could not help themselves with either
Mm-hmm.
murder or missing. And so I have to keep my mind when I think about the craziness of it all and how much I have to do, the end goal outweighs what I'm going through right now.
It does. It
So yeah,
definitely.
it's worth it. But you, Lily, are living what the result is regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Your
Mm-hmm.
line of work. So and that's something that can't be taught.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Yeah. I learn it every day. I'm like, dang, this is new. Every time I go into a situation, it's something new every single time. You
Hmm.
know, I always ask questions too. I'm that person that asks about people. Like what happened to them. How did they die? You can't learn this. But look, I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning. I woke up 15 minutes before the show, and I do this because I love y'all and I love people and I want them to hear what I have to say because y'all don't know what we go through, and we're all competing with one another just to be in the ground at the end of the day. If you think about it, for
That's
Yeah.
what? If we all just
Yeah.
lived happily and understood each other and understood what other people's boundaries were and respected them, life would be a better place. But
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's going to take a lot of healing, and the
Mm-hmm.
world don't have enough time to do that. Apparently,
No, because if it's not anything else I've learned from this history class, is that history will continue to repeat itself
Yep.
Mhm.
with the power struggle,
Mm-hmm.
the religious struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Okay.
I want what you have, even though you already had it and I come to it, I want it struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't know what it took to get here, so go ahead. Good luck. I always tell people,
Yeah.
like, I want to be like, no, you don't. Just be yourself. If this might
Please.
not be for you, what I do is not for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
I have
A
totally loved
lot.
you ladies today.
I'm like, whew.
I have really totally loved you ladies today. I think this is awesome. I think that you're put at the right places and the right time. I'm so excited to see Lily again.
Yes.
I mean, just remember when I met you, I just remember everything. Matter of fact, I think that's your butterfly hanging over my head that
Oh
I got from you.
It
wow.
Yeah,
might be.
I got that from you. So, you just timing is everything.
It is.
Healing
Hmm.
is everything. Knowing who you are is everything. Making sure that you're not draining yourself is everything. I
Mhm.
think that this podcast is going to be phenomenal. I see the growth. I believe in saving the black male seed, and it starts
Yeah.
with us.
It
No,
does.
Yeah,
Yes, it
we
for
does.
don't
sure.
we don't adjust it and stop the competition and
Yes.
all that craziness, the baby mama drama, all
Oh,
Okay.
just like
Mhm.
Eve took the apple to Adam, we got to stop the craziness. And I
yeah.
truly believe that. Okay. We
Yeah.
do have power as women, and women don't understand their power. And we have to plug into our men to make
Yep.
sure
Yes.
that they can be the men that they want to be because our black men
Mm-hmm.
are dying. Okay, so it takes us as women to feed into them so they can grow mentally, physically, emotionally, because mental health is not talked about in our community.
Not at all.
Not
No, it's not.
and especially not it doesn't happen within black women, but especially black
Exactly.
men.
Yeah,
Oh my God. It's almost like they are robots
yeah,
and they're supposed to be tuned to whatever we want them to do and not feel anything. And that's just not realistic.
It's not. It's
No.
not. Not
mm-mm,
at all.
no. So I think overall, us as women, we have a job, a task,
Yeah.
and until we're healed and whole, we can't move forward.
No.
So
Yeah.
it takes one another to stick together and to make sure that we can turn this thing. Because I do
Yeah.
believe the tide can be turned.
Yes.
Yes.
It can be.
I
It
Yeah.
do.
sure
We
can
do
be.
have to accept the fact that we're not always right and we
Right.
don't know everything.
Right.
That part. That part.
We
Exactly.
don't.
That's right. And stay a
You know.
student. Always stay a student.
Yes.
Read up,
Mm.
learn, make sure that you
Mhm.
always know what's going on. If
Hmm.
Always.
stuff gets
The day that you don't is the day that you die.
there you
Even if
go.
you don't agree with it, just learn about it.
There you
Even
Hmm.
if it's just a small article, read something,
Yep.
feed your brain. Stop
Yep.
talking like that.
Yep.
I always tell people, stop doing those things and make us look better already. But
Hmm.
people, if you just read a little bit, Read something every day. Feed your brain. You'll become a better person every single day.
And speak life.
Yes.
Speak
Speak how
life.
you feel.
Yes.
You know, when you speak life, then things change. You speak damnation, that's where you're going. But you speak life,
Yeah.
and you're gonna feel life, and you're gonna move like you got some life.
Mm-hmm. Girl, we'll
Get
have to have
down.
a whole other show with Miss
Down.
Nekesha here.
I loved you guys today. This was phenomenal.
It was great.
Thank
This
you.
was
Thank you. Thank
amazing.
you. I
Yes.
needed this
Thank you,
today,
ladies.
y'all.
Yes.
It's been a long week and I really needed this break and I needed this love being to be loved on in this manner. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Words of encouragement all the way around today was great.
Sit.
you. Yes.
Sit down.
And
I
I
feel
hope
like
our
I'm
lives
full. I
are
had a
the
full
same.
meal today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We reset with just one little hour of our time together. And I hope everybody live watching felt the same way too today. Because
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
my cheeks hurt from smiling so much.
Mine's as well. Before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you to Miss Smith for being our guest co-host. You will be invited back a million times forth, so I hope you're free on the weekend sometimes to be on Morning Mimosas with us. Thank you so much for being here. I want to shout out Miss Kim, who had just left. Thank you to her and her business, Mamaearthify. If you guys need her information, I will post it in the video below after this live has ended. And then another shout out I wanted to give was to STWF the new network that we are currently on. Shout out to you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for having Morning Mimosas, continue our journey with valuing criminal justice, healing, and education for your black asses. We will see y'all later.
Wait, before we leave,
Oh,
shout out to you, Holly, for the platform
Yes.
to make it
yes, Holly.
happen.
Yes.
Nobody ever thanks
Thank
you. So
you.
thank you, Fatu, for
Yes.
thanking you. Because man,
Yes. Yes.
we thank
Because
her
you
in
are the
private, but
platform.
we thank you in private, but we don't thank you out here. So we thank you. She's very appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you
Y'all
all
gonna
for
make
having me so much. I sure appreciate it.
You're
You
Yes,
guys are
thank you
welcome.
phenomenal
for being
women.
here.
See you guys later. Like I said, like before, they gave me that beautiful thank you. We are Morning Mimosas. We value criminal justice, healing, and education once again for your black asses. See y'all next Saturday.
Bye, humans.